Hey, what's up? It's me, Jessica J, and I was just wondering if you've ever sat and thought to yourself, what are some things I'm doing that are coming off as desperate that I shouldn't be doing? Well, I'm so glad you asked, because there are some things that some of y'all are doing out there that you think are helping you get closer to Pound Town, when in actuality they are derailing you from such to head into Jerk It Off Alone Town. And to make sure you never fall victim to these 5 things that you may be doing or miss out on another one of my videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button with that notification bell. Okay, like I said, there's a lot of times when guys are out there like, no, Jessica, I gotta try my best and win the trophy. Or even, no, don't girls like it when you try your hardest and you keep coming and coming and coming after them even though I'm just coming on myself? Well, the reality is the key to getting women wanting you is actually very counterintuitive to what you think it takes to get what you want. Because we women, we are not whats, we're who's. And who's gonna be with you in Pound Town is going to be determined by whether or not you are doing these 5 things. So the very first thing you should not be doing, because it's actually coming off as desperate, is putting in more measurable effort than her. So I talk about this all the time in a lot of my other videos in regards to when you're texting this girl. Are your texts this long and then her texts are this long? Or even maybe you've gotten her tickets to the opera and you bought her a car and pay her rent and she doesn't give you shit. Either way, when I talk about measurable effort, I'm talking about the fact that what you see is way bigger than what she's giving you. Again, I've talked about this before in my other videos about putting in the love box. If you put all your shit into the love box and the love box is full, how can she put anything into that love box? So again, if you are putting in that much more than her, you are that much more desperate and that much more less likely to get your penis wet with her vagina. The second desperate thing you may be doing, which a lot of guys do, is try to set up another date when she's already flaked or canceled without trying to make a new date with you. Okay, so I get this from a lot of guys Jessica, she flaked on our first date. Or even, Jessica, last minute she told me she couldn't come to our date because her cat got raped. Either way, things happen. Life happens. But if she isn't the one putting in the effort with oh my god, I'm so sorry, my cat got raped, and what a tragedy, but I'm free tomorrow. If she isn't the one making it up to you, there's no way in hell you should be trying to get her out again. Any girl that knowingly flakes or cancels a date and then doesn't try to reschedule it herself only looks at you as oh my god, I can't believe he's fucking trying, when I already tried to send the hint that I'm not into him. So if you know you missed out on this chick and she's not trying to make it up to you, do not give her any more of you in the love box. The third desperate thing that you may think is not desperate but is absolutely motherfucking desperate is consistently breaking the awkward silence. So I've been seeing it a lot in my clients recently with my pandemic practice dates, is they will fall into an awkward silence and then what kind of things do you like to do for fun? Here's the thing. If you are the one always breaking the awkward silence, it comes off as you always trying to yank her in. Sometimes awkward silence is her fucking fault. Did it ever dawn on you that we're weird and antisocial and incapable of doing this whole thing too? Because we are. Women, I think, are actually worse at dating than men are. But if you are the one constantly breaking the awkward silence for her, then what that does is it puts her in a state of power over you. And you constantly breaking that awkward silence is you saying wait, come back to me, I'm sorry, this is my fault, when it is just as much her fault too. Also, one caveat, which I mentioned in other videos, is this idea of sometimes awkward silence is actually sexual tension. And if you don't give us the space and time to feel that sexual tension, it is gonna be awkward. The fourth desperate thing you're doing, which is probably the worst thing, in my opinion, that any man can do, is to continue to pursue a woman who is spoken for. I know a lot of you guys suffer from this idea of no, I'm a winner, I wanna win her over other guys. Or even, no, I love her, I have to have her. She has to pick me over that other guy. Anytime you sit there and think that like you're losing out to another guy, is you objectifying a woman and thinking that she doesn't have the ability to choose for her fucking self. It also puts you in a position of thinking that you can't get someone better out there who isn't getting reamed by some other guy. Think about it this way. You seriously want a girl who is carelessly slobbing the knob of some other dude, and you're like, oh, well, I don't care if there's dick all in her cheeks and shit. I want those cheeks for myself. Ew. So think of it that way. The girl that you are pursuing is already getting butt fucked by somebody else, and you are gladly getting ready to eat that butt? Ew, don't do it. It's disgusting. And number 5 is something a lot of people don't really think about, men or women, is trying to make up for your lack of moving things forward sexually by trying to get more intimate and playful in conversation. So I have a lot of clients who like to cry gentlemen. Jessica, I can't hit on her. I'm a gentleman. Or even, Jessica, I can't let her know I like her. I'm a nice, decent guy. Well, let me tell you this. Nice, decent guys will nicely and decently pound the shit out of her in Pound Town like she wants. And then these guys have no idea what went wrong when, after 2-3 months of them talking, she's like, oh, no thanks, I'm just not interested anymore. Y'all really take for granted the fact that we women, as much as we would like to be ladies in the street, we would also like to be treated like skanks in the sheets. And that's what all this is for, right? If you're sitting there thinking that you can talk to a woman and create romance without whipping your dick out ever, you are sadly mistaken. And it just comes off as desperate if you never, ever try to move things forward with her and instead just try to create more meaningful connections. That's what our girlfriends do. And if you want to be another one of our girlfriends, that's fine. But I'm pretty sure you're not on this channel to be just another pussy in her life. And if you know you do have difficulty with moving things forward sexually or flirting in a way that doesn't feel forward or doesn't feel like you're coming off like a jackass or a pervert, don't forget to check out my Speech to Spark Arousal program where I show you exactly how women want you to move things forward without creeping us out or making us call the police on you. Again, that's at speechtosparkarousal.com. Check it out now. Check yourself for these 5 things. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.